What should you know before learning the mobile repairing training? So guys, if you want to also know about that one, you have to watch this video until the last, and you will know about all the things which you should to know before learning the mobile repairing training. This video will tell you all the prerequisites about before learning the mobile repairing training. Okay, so if you are also interested in mobile repairing training, first of all you have to know these things. Okay, so in this video you will learn about the currents, and you will learn about the frequency, and you will learn about the mobile generation. So if you want to also understand about those things, then in that case you have to watch this video, otherwise you can skip this video from here. But don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel, and don't forget to press in the bell icon. So hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are watching this video first time, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to press in the bell icon. And after watching this video, you will be clear in the AC current and DC current, and how to use those kind of things, and what is mobile frequency, and what is the frequency, and how to measure it, and you will know all the things about those things, and you will understand about the mobile generation also in this video. Okay guys, so if you are also trying to learn the mobile repairing training from home, in that case this video will help you more and more. Okay, so without any delay, let's begin our tutorial. Hello everyone, welcome back to my computer screen. So today I'm going to teach you about the mobile repairing training. So before, I already told you about my future videos, I am going to make a video series on mobile repairing training. Okay, so if you are also interested in mobile repairing, then this video will help you. Okay, so you will be able to learn this training in free of cost. So you will watch this video until the last. Okay guys, so hoping that you will follow all the videos. So today we will discuss about the AC. Okay, so what should we know before learning mobile repairing training? Okay, so for this one you need the current, frequency, mobile frequency, and mobile generation. So you should know about these four things, and there are many things which you should to know, and I will tell you all the things related with mobile repairing training in my future videos. So today we will discuss about the current, frequency, mobile frequency, and mobile generation. Okay guys, so what is current? Okay, so current are basically source of electricity. Without current we will not able to use electricity. Okay, so current is the source of the electricity. Okay, so if you want to use the all the devices related with the electricity, we cannot use those machines without electricity. So electricity is one of the amazing things for us, and it was the great invention for the human beings also. Okay, so the current means the source of electricity. So here is the diagram. Okay, so there are two types of the current. Okay, the first name of the current is AC current, and the second one is the DC current. AC means the accumulate current, and the DC means direct current. Okay, so now you can see here it's the definition of the AC current. AC current always follow in alternative way. It flow in the waveform. AC current does not have positive or negative. Okay, so if you are using the AC current, in that case you should remember always there is no positive or negative. Okay, so it will follow in the alternative way. And another current is the DC current. So DC current always flow in one direction, and it have always positive and negative point. Okay, so when you are working with the DC current, in that case you have to remember there will be always positive and negative point. So sometime by mistakenly, if you put the negative point in the positive point, or positive point in the negative point. In that case, maybe your electronic devices can be short also. Okay, so that's why you have to be careful when you are doing all the tasks in the DC current related devices. Okay, but in the AC there is no problem, there will not be positive or negative. Okay, so now you can see here, so we will see the diagram of AC and DC current. So this is the diagram of the AC current. Now you can see here, it will flow in the waveform. It will go up and it will come down, up down, up down, up down, like that. Okay, and it will not have the positive or negative point. So now you can see here, it can be flow from this side also, or it can flow from this side also. So it don't have the positive or negative point. But now you can see here, this is the diagram of the DC current. So this is the source of the electricity, and now we can see in this side there is the positive point, and in this side the negative point. Okay, so if you put the positive point in the negative side, it will not work properly. Okay, so this is the diagram of AC and DC current. So let's discuss what is frequency. Okay, so frequency is also known as a signal, and it helps us to connect two devices each other. In simple language, frequency is that kind of wave which come in up and down, or in the waveform. So frequency is one of the amazing thing. Okay, so without frequency we cannot connect two electronic devices each other wirelessly. Okay, so if you want to connect two devices wirelessly, then in that case you should to know about the frequency. So diagram of frequency, now you can see here, this is the frequency, and we will count the frequency in the hertz. So this is the measurement unit of hertz, frequency. Okay, so it will go up and down like the AC current. So now we can see here, before discussing about the mobile generation, let's discuss about the mobile frequency. So what is mobile frequency? Mobile frequency is a frequency which will produced by the mobile devices, and using that frequency we will connect each other. One phone produce a signal or frequency, then that frequency will go to the in the mobile tower. Then after that, that mobile tower will help us to connect with two mobile devices. Okay, so after that, so let's discuss about the mobile generation. So basically there are 5 types of mobile generation. So now we can say the first generation is wire telephone. Okay, so in our first generation of mobile phone there was wire telephone. So now you can see here, this is the image of the wire telephone. It was the huge size also, and now we can see here there is a wire. Okay, and let's discuss about the second generation. So it was the wireless technology. Okay, so now we can see here, in that time, so after the second generation, humans start to use this kind of mobile phone, and they start to use the wireless technology. And let's discuss about the third generation. In the third generation, human develop the advanced technology in wireless. Okay, so they make more changes in wireless technology. Okay, so in the fourth generation, they increase the data speed. They are using more data speed when they start the fourth generation of mobile phone. And now we are using the fifth generation. So in this time we have more data speed with more power. Okay, so it means we are using the 5G. Okay, so guys, these are the generation of the mobile phone. So today we discuss about the few things which we should to know before learning the mobile repairing training. Okay, so I will make another theory video also related with mobile repairing training, and after that you will be more clear about this one. What is battery
And what is the importance of battery in mobile phone? Today we will discuss all the things about the mobile battery.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are discussing about the battery. So battery is one of the amazing parts of mobile phone. So without battery we cannot imagine our all the tasks inside the mobile phone or in any kind of electronic devices. But we are learning the mobile repairing training, so that's why I'm telling the mobile battery. So what is battery? So battery is one of the device which help us to store electricity for future use. It help us give power backup after charging. Okay, so we can back up the electricity inside the battery. So without battery it was out of imagine. Okay, uh, so battery help us to do more tasks in absence of electricity for further time, but it will work as per battery health for limited time only. Okay, so after charging the battery it will work for the limited time. Okay, and it depends on the battery health also. Okay, so battery contains lithium ions, so the battery charge work due to the movement of electrons. So if you are thinking how battery is working, then in that case you should to remember that battery contains the lithium ions, and inside the lithium ions there are there are many electrons available. So when you are charging the battery, then in that case the electrons start to move, then in that case battery will start to charge. Okay, so battery charging means your movement of electrons are working properly. Okay, so mobile phone battery have maximum 7000 mAh capacity. So in our modern battery, uh, the maximum capacity of the battery is 7000 mAh. Okay, okay guys, so let's discuss types of battery. So there are basically two types of battery. The first one is the flex battery. So now you can see here it have this kind of the flex connector. Okay, so using this connector you can use this battery, but this kind of battery basically comes in iPhone, and in our modern Samsung phone also there are this kind of battery which can be detached. Okay, so it will comes with the attached battery inside the device. Okay, and the another type of battery is connector battery, which can be unattached. Okay, so basically there will be the so now we can see this is the photo of the connector battery. So it have this kind of port and ports, and you can detach this kind of battery from your mobile phone. Okay, so guys, we will discuss about the parts and function of battery. So now we can see here basically there will be three types of the parts. The first one is the BSI. BSI means battery system identification, and the second one is the BTEMP. It means battery temperature management, and the third one is the BIS. It means battery indicator system. So BSI is basically used for battery level indication, and the BTEMP used to check the temperature of battery, and it is the basically the three types of parts available inside the battery. Okay, so battery health. So let's discuss about the battery health. So battery health will not be good after using few times. Okay, so we have to replace battery in our mobile phone after losing the health of battery. Okay, so battery health basically will be good up to 1 year after purchasing. Okay, so the battery's volt should be 3.7 to 4.4 healthy battery, otherwise the health of the battery is not good. You should remember, if your battery is below the 3.7, then in that case you should to remember that your battery health is not good in that case. Okay, so you can check that one using the multimeter. If you don't know how to use the multimeter, I already uploaded a video inside my YouTube channel. You can check my previous video. Okay, so basically the battery will work properly up to 1 year if you are using the original battery. Otherwise, if you are using the duplicate battery, then in that case the battery will not work properly after 3 to 4 months. Okay, so that's why always I will recommend you to use the genuine type of battery. So um, after your battery stop to work, what to do? It means what should we do for old battery? Okay, so after replacing new battery, we shouldn't throw those battery because it contains lots of large lithium ions, and maybe the battery can be blasted because of chemical reaction. So always throw battery in safe place. Okay, so it contains the lithium ions, so maybe the chemical reaction can be happen. So that's why always uh, throw this kind of battery in safe place. Okay guys, and don't give those old batteries to kids. They can eat and maybe it will be very harmful for their health, so be careful for those things. So from our next chapter we'll start to recognize few small components. Okay guys, so today we'll discuss about the old battery. Okay, and we discuss about the types of battery, we discuss about the function of the battery and why we should use the battery, we discuss all the things about the mobile phone battery. So from our next chapter we will start to recognize the small components which will be available inside our the PCB board of smartphone. Guys, what is resistor? Okay, so today I'm going to show you about the resistor. So resistor is a chip level device which helps us to control current and can be used as a electric circuit for the more protections to the electronic devices. Before, there was a big type of resistor inside the electronic devices, for example in the radio. Okay, so there was a big size of the resistor, but right now there are small sizes chip level resistor. Okay, so resistor is one of the amazing and important parts which is available inside the mobile phone PCB board. So you can see here also, so there is a example of PCB boards, and there are different kind of IC, different kind of small components and different kind of the resistors available inside the PCB board. Okay, so especially resistor, the ohm is the measurement unit of the resistor, and those types of small resistor also known as SMT resistor because it is attached in PCB board. So those kinds of resistors is attached inside the mobile phone PCB board, so that's why this is also known as a SMT resistor, and the measurement unit of the resistor is the ohm. Okay, so you should remember this one before learning the resistor. Okay, so now I'm going to discuss about the types of the resistor. So basically there are different types of the resistor. The first one is the value printed resistor. Okay, so later I'll discuss about this one also, and the second one is the non-value printed resistor. So this is also one of the amazing, and this is also one of the important types of the resistor. And another one is the voltage dependent resistor, which is also known as a VDR. Okay, and another is the fusible resistor. Okay, so in our old type of phone there was array resistor also, but nowadays this kind of resistor are not available inside our PCB board, so that's why I'm discussing about the array resistor. And there was the DDR also available in our old type of phone, but in this time the TDR also not available in our modern phones, so that's why basically there are four types of the resistor available: value printed, non-value printed resistor, voltage dependent resistor, VDR, and the fusible resistor. And today we will discuss about those four types of the resistor. Okay, so first of all we will discuss about the value printed resistor. So what is value printed resistor? So now we can see here, so this is the image of the value printed resistor. Okay, so if there is a value available in any types of the resistor known as a value printed resistor, you can easily see those values from outside of the resistor. So now we can see here, so this is the example of the value printed resistor. So there are a few numbers, right? So those are known as a value printed resistor. So you can check this one using the magnifier glass also. So this is this type of the resistor known as a value printed resistor. Okay, so those types of resistor can be recognized easily in smartphone PCB board. If you are getting problem to recognize those types of resistor, then tell me in the comment sections, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel to get those types of the contents. Okay, so guys, now we are learning about the non-value printed resistor. So non-value printed resistor also one of the amazing type of the resistor. So this now you can see here in the image. So those type of the resistor can be found in the mobile phone PCB board, and this is the image of the non-value printed resistor. Okay, so especially those type of non-value printed resistor doesn't any value on its surface. So before we discuss about the value printed, right? So in the non-value printed resistor, now you can see here there is nothing, right, in the surface of the resistor. So this type of the resistor known as a non-value printed resistor. Maximum non-value printed resistor value can be found by using the multimeter, and if you don't know how to use the multimeter, you can check my previous video. Okay guys, so I have already prepared a video about the multimeter, and if you want to learn how to use the multimeter, then you can check that video. I'm going to give you the video link in the description, and you can check from the I button also, okay, if you don't know how to use the multimeter. So you can check the value of the non-value printed resistor using the multimeter. Non-value printed resistor contain especially black color, and it can be found in very small size in mobile phone. Okay, and non-value printed resistor look like a VDR or a voltage dependent resistor. That's why sometimes it will be very hard to recognize which is VDR and which is non-value printed resistor. But you can easily find after understanding in brief. If you are getting problem to recognize non-value printed resistor, then ask me in the comment box and subscribe my YouTube channel to get more content about this topic. Okay guys, so let's move on to our third type of the resistor. So now we are discussing about our other resistor, which is the voltage dependent resistor or VDR. The short form of the voltage dependent is known as a VDR. Okay, so now you can see here those type of the resistor are known as a VDR, and this type of the resistor also looks like the same look like the non-value printed resistor, but today I'm going to make it clear. So those type of the resistance value depend on the supply voltage known as a VDR. Okay, voltage dependent resistance can be more or less if the supply voltage start to become more than before. Okay, so if the supply voltage start to become more than before, then the resistor resistance can be more or less. Okay, so and VDR is especially used to save devices from the over voltage on circuit. Another major function of VDR is it helps us to normalize the voltage if power supply is more or less. Especially VDR widely used in mobile phone speaker, microphone, and in the battery connector. So especially you can find the VDR in the battery connector circuit. Okay, so if you check in the path of the battery connector, then you can easily find those kind of VDR. Okay, so this is the all the things about the VDR, and if you have still any kind of confusion, let me know in the comment sections. Okay, I'll make a separate video on that topic also. So let's move on to our other last and the fourth types of the resistor. And first of all, before ending the chapter of the VDR, so now we can see a VDR look like a non-value printed resistor, but the differences between them is VDR is little bit higher than non-value printed resistor. Okay, so this is the differences between the non-value printed and VDR. So if you are getting the problem, so you can ask me in the comment section. Okay, so let's move on to the last chapter. Okay, so which is the fusible resistor, and now I'm going to show you the picture of the fusible resistor. So now you can see here the fusible resistor look like this. Okay, so it works like the fuse. This type of the resistor is one of the unique resistor available in smartphone. Fusible resistor used to save the devices from the electric circuit shortage because it works same like the fuse. Okay, so the fusible resistor works same like the fuse. Okay, so if there is any circuit shortage, then it will destroy itself and give us the protection to our devices. So fusible resistor also one of the amazing resistor, and you can easily recognize those type of the resistor in smartphone PCB board because there can be find key or O symbol on the surface of those type of the resistor, which can be easily recognized by beginner also. So now we can see here, if you are a beginner in mobile chip level training, then now you can see here you can easily recognize those types of the resistor. So now you can see here there is a O and there is a K, TF. Those kind of symbol can be found in this kind of fuse, especially there will be O and K. Okay, so if you see anywhere in any types of the resistor, you have to remember that this is the fusible resistor, and this resistor also one of the amazing type of the resistor. So guys, what is capacitor? So now you can see here the images of the capacitor. So capacitor look like this types. Okay, capacitor is a small components or device which help us to store electricity and leave those current as per requirement. Capacitor help us to filter the current and signals, and it is one of the useful components available inside the mobile PCB board. Okay guys, and farad is the measurement unit of capacitor. Farad is denoted by capital letter C, but almost in every phone we can find SMT types of the capacitor in mobile phones. Okay, so inside the mobile phone you will get the SMT types of the capacitor. Okay, so let's discuss about the types of the capacitor. So the first capacitor is the polar capacitor, and the second one is the non-polar capacitor, and the third types of the capacitor is the array capacitor. But in our old types of phone there was array capacitor also available, but nowadays there will not be the array capacitor. So today we'll only discuss about the polar capacitor and we'll discuss about the non-polar capacitor. So guys, we will discuss about the polar capacitor. So now you can see here the images of the polar capacitor. Polar capacitor look like this. Okay, so it have the marking in few side. Now you can see it in this side there is a red marking, and in this polar capacitor in this side there is a marking. So you have to remember in this side this is the positive sides. Okay, so when you are connecting, so always you have to remember the marking, and the marking side will be always positive. Okay guys, which device contains the polarity during the keeping time known as a polar capacitor? We should arrange a plus and minus point during usage time. Yellow or black colored polar capacitor can be found in the mobile phone PCB board. So now we can see this is the yellow color polar capacitor, and this is the black color black color polar capacitor. Okay, we can easily recognize the positive point by watching it from top view. Marking contains the positive sides of polar capacitor. So now we can see there is a few marking, right? So in this side there is a red marking, and in this side there is a different kind of marking available. So you have to remember these types of marking is known as a positive side. Okay, the main function of the polar capacitor is to store the electricity, and if the voltage stops to come, then it will pass the voltage in forward section. If you are still getting problem to find out polar capacitor, then you can ask in the comment sections and I'll make a separate video on that topic also. So guys, now we are discussing about the non-polar capacitor. Okay, so now we can see, so this is the image of non-polar capacitor. Okay, so now we can see here non-polar capacitor is those types of the capacitor which capacitor doesn't have any polarity like polar capacitor. You don't have to worry during the connecting time in mobile phone PCB board because you can connect any side without any hesitation in the PCB board. So now you can see this is the image of the non-polar capacitor, and you don't have to worry when you are connecting this kind of the non-polar capacitor inside the PCB board. The main function of the non-polar capacitor is it helps us to remove unnecessary signals. After filtering those signals, it will pass further. Okay, a non-polar capacitor block unnecessary AC current and pass further, and it stops all the DC current completely. So now we can see here this is the images of the non-polar capacitor, and today we discussed about the polar capacitor and non-polar capacitor, and we will discuss further small components in our future videos. So this much for today, and I'll come back with another new video. Until that, goodbye, see you again.
Do you have any idea about the inductor? There are various types of inductors available inside the mobile phone PCB board. So after watching this video, you will be also able to recognize those types of the inductor coil which is available inside the mobile PCB board.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to my computer screen. So from today I'm going to teach you about the inductor or coil. Okay, so guys, now you can see this is the image of the inductor or coil. So now we can see this is too much large types of the inductor, but these types of the inductor is not available inside the mobile phone PCB board, but this is the example of the inductor coil. Okay, so this side also now you can see there is the inductor coil. Inductor is one of the useful small components available inside mobile phone PCB boards. It is also known as choke, reactor, and coil. Coil stores the energy in its magnetic field. Inductor is made by insulated wire, and those types of insulated wires are wrapped in inductor in proper way to create magnetic field. Some of the inductor help us to block the current and pass in forward section. Okay. The main function of inductor is to create magnetic field. The other main function is that it will help us to remove unnecessary signals. We can use this on for grounding also. Okay, so in some cases we can use inductor as in the ground also, and it will help us to create the magnetic field. So that's why the inductor coil is one of the important components which is available inside our mobile phone PCB board. The measurement units of the inductor is Henry, which is denoted by capital letter and L. Okay guys, so now discussing about the types of the coil in the smartphone. Okay, so there is so now you can see this is again I'm showing the images of the coil. So the first types of the coil is the visible inductor. Okay, so and the second one is the iron core inductor, and the third one is the dual color inductor, and the fourth one is the boost or power inductor, and the fifth one is the array inductor. But in the modern phones there will not be available the array inductor, so today we will only discuss about the four types of the inductor. The first one is the visible inductor, the second one is the iron core inductor, the third one is the dual color inductor, and the fourth one is the boost or power inductor. Okay guys, so now we are discussing about the visible inductor. So visible inductor can easily recognized by everyone. We can easily see the insulated wire from the outside. Everyone can easily find out these types of the inductor or coil. Okay, so now we can see here this is the images of the visible inductor, and now you can see easily from the outside the insulated wire in this kind of the inductor. Okay guys, so visible inductor especially can be found in the way of speaker, Wi-Fi IC, and in the way of network. If you are also getting problem to find out those types of inductor, then let me know the problem in the comment section. Okay guys, so now we can see this is the images of the visible inductor, and you can see the visible insulated wire from the outside. So these types of the inductor known as a visible inductor. So now we are discussing about the iron core inductor. So this is the images of the iron core inductor. Okay, iron core inductor is made by using iron core, so that this inductor get the name as iron core inductor because it contains iron core. This inductor look like the voltage dependent resistor or barrier. Okay, before we discuss about the voltage dependent resistor in our previous video, if you didn't watch that one, you can check my playlist also. So I'm going to show you the playlist also. and I'm going to give you the playlist link in the video description, so you can check that one to know more about what is voltage dependent resistor. And especially iron core inductor can be found in the path of microphone, because it helps us to make the clean voice. If you are also getting problem to find out the iron core inductor, then let me know in the comment section. Okay guys, so if you don't know, if you are still getting any kind of issue to find out the iron core inductor in the mobile phone PCB board, then let me know in the comment section. Okay guys, so now we are discussing about the dual color inductor. So now you can see this is the images of the dual color. Okay, so especially those types of inductors contains two color as its name. Okay, so now we can see in the images also there is two color, right? So in this side there is a white color, in this side there is a black color. Okay, dual color inductor can be find out easily by looking its color, because it contains two color. Most of the dual color coil half side should have white color and another half side contains another color. In most of the cases, or in most of the dual color inductor, now we can see here it will contain two colors, and in the half side there will be always the white color. So you can easily find out the dual color inductor in the mobile phone PCB board. So if you are still getting confusion to find out the dual color inductor in the PCB board, let me know in the comment section. So guys, this is our last types of the inductor. So this is the boost or power inductor. So now you can see this is the images of the boost coil or power inductor. Okay, most of the boost or power inductor can be found in rectangle or in circle shape. Okay, so now you can see here few of them are in the circle shape and few of them are in the rectangle shape. Those types of the boost in inductor can be easily found in PCB board by looking at its sizes and shapes. Okay, the main function of boost coil is to boost the needed voltage. Especially boost inductor are used for keypad lights or for the display light. You can find out boost inductor in the nearest area of IC. Okay, in the most of the cases the boost coil can be found in the nearest area of the power IC, because it will help us to boost the power or boost the voltage. So that's why it will be nearest area of the power IC. So you can find out there, so you can check there, and you can check this kind of the boost coil. Okay, so today we discuss about the four types of the coil or inductor. The first one is the so today we discuss about the totally, just wait for a moment, I am just going to show you all the slides from the beginning. So now you can see that we discussed about the visible inductor, iron core inductor, dual color inductor, and boost or power inductor. So guys, what is diode? Diode is a semiconductor which is made by two junctions. Those two junctions are P and N. The pin came from the P type is known as anode, and the pin came from N type known as P type. Those SMT types diodes are smaller than older diode. The main function of diode is that it helps us to change AC current to DC current. Another main function of diode is it helps us to flow the DC current from one side only, and it protects the polarity also. There are various works of diode. So diode is one of the amazing things which is available inside our mobile PCB boards. So before, in our radio or different kind of electronics devices use the big type of the diode, but nowadays the smartphone are using the SMT types diodes. Okay, so it have the many functions. So using the diode you can change the AC current or alternative current into the DC current. So if you don't know about the AC and DC current, you can check my previous video. I have already prepared those kind of videos on my YouTube channel. You can check my previous video, and you can check my playlist also. So I am uploading those types of video on my YouTube channel. So now we are discussing about the types of diode. Okay, so now we can see these are the types of diode. The first one is the rectifier diode, And inside the rectifier diode there is basically three types of diodes: single rectifier diode, two pack of diode, four pack of diode, and the second one is the general diode, and the third one is the light emitting diode. Okay guys, so now we are discussing about the types of rectifier diode. So basically there will be three types of rectifier diode: the single rectifier diode, two pack of rectifier diode, and the four pack of rectifier diode. So now we are discussing about the single rectifier diode. Basically single rectifier diode also one of the helpful diode. It have two pin in both sides, which is known as anode and cathode. Single rectifier diode can recognize everyone by looking it easily. You can recognize also recognize it. Okay, so now we can see this type of the diode known as a single rectifier diode. It have two pins, so it have the cathode and anode. So now we can see those types of the assembly rectifier diode known as a single rectifier diode. Okay, so it have two pin available. The main function of single rectifier diode is to convert the AC current into the DC current, and another major function is to make the DC current flow from one side only. Okay, sometimes the DC current can come from the another side, so in that case it will help us to protect. Okay, so that's why it will help us to make the DC current flow from one side only. Okay, so this is the main function of the single rectifier diode. That's why single rectifier diode is especially used for voltage protection. If the opposite voltage came from charging connector, single rectifier diode helps us to save IC. Okay, so single rectifier diode is especially used to save us from the voltage protection. Okay, so if the voltage came from the another side, then in that case it will help us to protect the IC. Okay, so that's why single rectifier is one of the amazing things. And so now you can see this type of rectifier diode known as a single rectifier diode, and it have two pin, cathode and anode. Okay, so now we are discussing about the two pack of rectifier diode. So now you can see in the images, so it have three legs. So in this side there is a two legs, and on the other side there is a one leg. Okay, so this type of the diode known as a two pack of rectifier diode. Two pack of rectifier diode contains three legs. Two legs are located in one side and another side leg located in another side. So you can easily recognize it in mobile phone PCB board. Okay, so if you see this kind of the rectifier diode, you can easily recognize this is the two pack of rectifier diode. The interesting thing about two pack of diode is that it contains two single rectifier inside it. It means this rectifier diode is made by making the combination of two single rectifier diode. So the interesting thing is that it have two single rectifier diode inside it. Okay, so by making the combination of two single rectifier diode, then the two pack of rectifier diode will become. Okay, so that's why always you have to remember that it contains two single rectifier diode inside it. Okay, the function of two pack of rectifier diode also to convert the AC current into the DC current, so it works same like the single rectifier diode. So if you are still getting any kind of confusion to recognize the two pack of rectifier diode, let me know in the comment sections. I'll make a separate video on that topic also. Okay guys, so now we are discussing about the four pack of rectifier diode. So now you can see in the image also there is a four pack of rectifier diode. So in one side there is a three legs, and in another side there is two legs, right? So now you can see in each four pack of rectifier diode it contains five legs or five pins. Okay, four pack of rectifier diode contains five legs. You can see the three legs in one side and two legs in another side on it. This diode also have black color in its surface, which can be recognized easily by watching it in mobile phone PCB board. Okay, so if you see this kind of five legs rectifier diode, then you can easily recognize it. Okay, the four pack of rectifier diode made using four rectifier diode. If you break it, then you can find four rectifier diode inside it. It means before we discuss about the two pack of rectifier diode, right? So in the two pack of rectifier diode, there is available two single rectifier diode, but in the 4 backup rectifier diode there will be the 4 single rectifier diode. Okay, so this is the amazing things which is available inside the 4 backup rectifier diode. So if you are also still getting any kind of problem to recognize the 4 backup rectifier diode, then let me know in the comment sections. And the main function of the 4 backup rectifier diode also same like the single rectifier diode, but it have more capacity because it contains 4 single rectifier diode inside it. Okay, so now we are discussing about the general diode. So now we can see this is the images of the general diode. So it contains the marking. Okay, so we can easily recognize this one. The general diode is especially used to regulate the supply voltage. You can also easily regulate supply voltage using general diode. It will also work same like the single rectifier diode in the BIOS mode, but in the reverse BIOS mode only it works like the general. Okay, you can easily find out those types of diode in mobile phone PCB board by looking it, or you can find out few marking in one side of the general diode. It have also 2 pins available, 2 pins or 2 legs available. Okay, so you can easily find the general diode. So if you are still getting problem to find out, then let me know in the comment section. So now we are discussing about the light emitting diode. So now you can see this is the images of the light emitting diode. So light emitting diode can be found in the mobile phone keyboard especially. Okay, so it was used mostly in keypad phones, but nowadays light emitting diodes uses are decreasing than before, because nowadays smartphones are getting popular than before. Okay, so in our old type of phone, then in that case in the keypad especially the light emitting diode was used. Okay, but in our smartphone the number of light emitting diodes are decreasing. Those types of light emitting diodes helps us to keep light in our mobile phone keyboard in the night. So it is very easy to find out, and you can easily find out light emitting diode by looking its color. The color of light emitting diode can be white color. So now we can see here in the border side there is a white color, and in the center there is a yellow type. Okay, so if you see this kind of the diode inside the mobile phone PCB board, you have to remember this is the light emitting diode.
Okay. Guys, what is transistor? Transistors are also known as semiconductor device. Transistor also prepared by making the combination of p-n junction, same like in the diode. Transistor contains 3 pins and they have their own separate works. Those 3 pins have their own name known as a base, collector and emitter. Okay, transistors have many functions such as it helps us to amplify signal, regulate voltage switching, and it have many works. Transistors look like same like 2 pack of diode. In that condition it will give little bit problem to recognize it, but you can easily recognize it using the multimeter. And if you don't know how to use the multimeter, I have already uploaded a video in my YouTube channel, so you can check that video. Also I'll give you the video link in the video description, you can check that one. Problems may appear in transistor due to leakage, open and surge, but you can replace it easily. Okay, so if you get any types of problems in transistor, then you can easily replace that one. Okay, so this kind of problems may occur due to the leakage, open and surge. Okay guys, so now we are going to discuss the types of the transistor. Okay, so the first one is the bipolar transistor. So it have also 2 types of the bipolar transistor. The first one is the voltage regulator transistor, and the second one is the voltage switching transistor. Okay, and another types of the transistors is metal oxide MOSFET. So it have also 3 types of the metal oxide MOSFET. So those are 3 legs MOSFET, 6 legs MOSFET, 8 legs MOSFET. Okay, so in the last it you have to know about the backup transistor also. So these all are the types of transistor. So now we are discussing from the voltage regulator transistor. So what is voltage regulator
transistor. So now you can see here, this is the images of the voltage regulator transistor. So especially it have three pins. Okay, so now you can see in this side there is 3 pins, right? So if you get this type of the transistor in your mobile phone PCB board, then you have to remember this is the voltage regulator transistor. Okay guys, this is one of the amazing transistor available in mobile phone. Especially it is also known as a bipolar transistor, which help us to regulate the voltage. You can find those types of transistor in the path of the mobile phone charging path. Okay, so you will get this type of voltage regulator transistor in the path of the mobile phone charging path. Okay, the main function of voltage regulator transistor is that sometimes the voltage will be up and down, and it helps us to make the voltage constant, and it gives protection to other components. It have 3 pin available inside it. So now you can see there is a 3 pin available inside it. Okay guys, so now we are discussing about the voltage switching transistor. Okay, so now you can see it have 2 pins, right? So basically voltage switching transistors are also can be found in mobile phone PCB board. So you can easily recognize it by watching it from outside. It have also 2 pins. So now you can see it have also 2 pins, right? And you can see there is few numbers. Okay, so using this number also you can easily find, but the numbers may be different, but you can easily find out this one. Okay, the main function of voltage switching transistor is that to do voltage switching. It can be in many phones, but in few phones these types of voltage switching transistor may not be found. Okay, so in some phones you will get this type of the voltage switching transistor, but in few phones you will not get these types of the voltage switching transistor. Okay guys, so the main function of voltage switching transistor is that to do voltage switching. Okay, so it will work as a voltage switch. Okay guys, so now the main function now we are going to discuss about the 3 legs metal oxide semiconductor or MOSFET. Okay, so now you can see here, this is the images of the 3 legs metal oxide semiconductor MOSFET. So first of all we are going to discuss about the just wait for a moment, I forgot. So now you can see here, this type of 3 legs MOSFET contains 3 pins with it. You can see in the images also, those 3 pins are known as a drain, source and gate. They have different axes. The main function of MOSFET is to do voltage switching. You can easily find 3 legs MOSFET in your mobile phone PCB. Okay guys, so now you can see here, especially there is a 3 pins, right? So in this side there is a source and gate, and in this side you will find the drain. Okay, so in this side you will get the source and gate, so in this side you will find drain in this type of 3 legs metal oxide semiconductor FET, or it is known as a MOSFET. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about the 6 legs MOSFET. So now you can see in the images also, so there is a 6 legs, right? In this side 3 legs, in this side 3 legs. Okay, so these types of the MOSFET known as a 6 legs MOSFET. Okay guys, so basically, so in this 6 legs MOSFET can be found in many Chinese mobile phones, especially those types of the MOSFET contain 3 pin, and it can be in the path of the charging. It have 6 pin and its name as its name. Okay, so I did a mistake. So it contains 6 pins, so I write 3 pin here, but this is mistake. Okay, so I'm just going to cancel this one. Okay, so just wait for a moment. Yeah, so this is not the 3 pin. Okay, it have 6 pin. So now you can see in this side there is a 6 pin. Okay, and in this side there is a 3 pin. So this type of the MOSFET known as a 6 legs MOSFET, and it have basically 6 6 legs available. Okay guys, okay, so you can also easily find this type of the MOSFET. Okay, so just wait for a moment. Main function of this MOSFET is to regulate the voltage. In these types of MOSFET have 4 drains and another is source and gate. You can easily find these types of 6 legs MOSFET in Chinese mobile phone PCB board. Okay guys, so especially this type of 6 legs MOSFET can be found in the Chinese mobile phones, so like in the MI, in the Oppo, Vivo. So those type of phone are using 6 legs MOSFET. Okay, so you can easily find those type of the MOSFET. Okay guys, so now we are going to discuss about the 8 legs metal oxide semiconductor MOSFET. Okay, so now you can see here in this side there is a 8 legs, right? So it have 8 pins available, so you can easily find out these types of the 8 legs MOSFET inside your mobile phone PCB board. 8 legs MOSFET also easily can be found in many mobile phones. It have 8 pins, 8 its names. These types of MOSFET also can be found in the path of charging. Okay guys, the main function of 8 leg MOSFET also to keep voltage for battery regularly. You can easily recognize these types of the transistor in PCB board. So if you are getting any kind of problem to recognize this type of the 8 legs MOSFET, then let me know in the comment sections. Okay guys, so now we are going to discuss about the backup transistor. So now you can see in the image also, this is the backup transistor. Okay, so it have also 6 legs, and now you can show you can find few or numbers inside it. Okay, backup transistor is made by the combination of 2 transistors. We can easily check backup transistor in PCB board by using multimeter, and it contains 6 legs in it. Okay, so now you can see in the images also it have 3 legs, so you can check easily this type of the transistor using the multimeter. And if you don't know how to use the multimeter, you can check the previous video. Okay, those types of the transistors are more powerful than other types of transistor because it have 2 transistors inside. Okay, what is crystal in the smartphone PCB board? Crystals are one of the important small components available inside a smartphone. Using crystal, we can produce frequency. It vibrates when we will give the supply voltage to it, and after that vibration, it will produce the fixed capacity frequency from it. Okay, we can find 2 sheets of quartz inside crystal. Especially those 2 sheets of quartz will help to produce mechanical vibration. Crystal also can be recognized easily. Okay, so if you are getting problem, then this is the right video for you. Okay guys, so if you will get any problems to recognize the crystal, then let me know in the comment section. So now you can see here this is the images of the crystal. Okay guys, so now we are discussing about the types of crystal. So basically there are 2 types of crystal. The first one is the RF crystal, which is known as the reference crystal, and the second one is the RTC crystal, which is known as the real-time clock crystal. Okay, so we are discussing about the RF crystal. So now you can see this is the images of the RF crystal, and reference crystal produces 26 MHz, 38.48 MHz, and different type of frequency. The measurement unit of those frequency produced by RF crystal is known as CLK. Okay, if this crystal stop to work, then your mobile phone will not be on. So this is one of the amazing and very important crystal which is available inside the mobile PCB board. RF crystal contain 4 pins, 2 pins used for supply voltage, another pin used for AFC, and another single pin is used for the CLK output. Especially it can be used can be found in the nearest area of RFIC. Okay, so if you check in the nearest area of the RFIC, then you will find the RF crystal easily. So now you can see this is the images of the RF crystal. Especially now you can see it have 4 pins, right? So in these 4 pins, the 2 pins will be for the supply voltage, and 1 for the AFC, and 1 for the single pin. Okay, so you can check those pins using the multimeter. So if you don't know how to use the multimeter, you can check my previous video, and I'll make a separate video on that topic also about the multimeter. Okay guys, so I'll give you the video link in the video description. So now we are discussing about the 𝗧𝗂𝗁 crystal. So now you can see this is the image of the 𝗧𝗂𝗁 crystal. Real-time clock 𝗧𝗂𝗁 crystal also produce fixed value frequency, but the interesting thing is that it will produce only 32.76 at kilohertz frequency. We can easily find out 𝗧𝗂𝗁 crystal. 𝗧𝗂𝗁 crystal frequency is specially used for date and calendar functions, which is available inside the mobile phone. 𝗧𝗂𝗁 crystal can be found especially in the nearest area of the power IC and CPU of mobile phone PCB board. So if you check in the nearest area of the power IC and CPU, you will get these types of the 𝗧𝗂𝗁 crystal, and you will be easily recognize the 𝗧𝗂𝗁 crystal. So there will be other types of the crystal also. There can be found other types of crystals also inside the mobile phone PCB board, such as VCO voltage control oscillator, 𝗧𝗂𝗫 surface acoustic wave filter, mutual coupler, and many more. I will discuss about those components in my future videos. If you want to know more about those types of crystal, then I'll discuss in my another new videos. Okay guys, so this is today we discuss about the especially RF crystal and the 𝗧𝗂𝗁 crystal, and this is also one of the amazing small components and which have different importance inside the mobile phone PCB board.
Hi friends, how are you? In this video I'm going to teach you about all the remaining components which is available inside the mobile phone PCB boards. Bandpass filter. Bandpass filter is one of the amazing component available in mobile phone PCB board. Bandpass filter pass frequency after filtering. It filters frequency is for its capacity. A bandpass filter or bandpass filter is a device that passes frequency within a certain range and rejects frequencies outside that range. The three most well-known ways to filter are low pass, high pass, and the band pass. So guys, now we can see here, this is the images of the band pass filter. So now we are discussing about the on-off switch. So on-off switch is especially on-off switch to turn on phone and turn off phone. Okay, you can easily find out on-off switch in mobile phone PCB board. When we will press button off on off switch, and the connection between ground pin and another pin will be start. After that your mobile phone will be on or off. So now we are now you can see here the images of the on-off switch. Okay, so now we are discussing about the Wi-Fi oscillator. So Wi-Fi oscillator is one of the amazing things. Okay, so Wi-Fi oscillator also one of the useful component available in a mobile phone PCB board. Wi-Fi oscillator help us to generate frequency for Wi-Fi IC. You can also easily find out Wi-Fi oscillator in mobile phone PCB board. Okay guys, so now you can see here, this is the image of the Wi-Fi oscillator. So if you get any kind of problem to find out the Wi-Fi oscillator, then let me know in the comment sections. So now we are discussing about the tools for mobile repairing. Okay, so now you can see here. So now I am discussing the first one is the multimeter, opener, tweezer, screwdriver, separator, screen separator, hot gun, display glue or display fridge, rubber or masking tape, PCB board holder, power supply, OCA glue remover, roller, hot gun, and different kind of many more things required before the mobile repairing. These are the basics types of the repairing tools which you need before the mobile repairing. So now we are discussing about the ICs, okay, or it is known as an integrated circuit. So there are various types of the IC. The first one is the power IC, RF IC or PFO IC, CPU, memory, flash ROM, touch IC, Wi-Fi IC, light IC, SIM selector IC, audio amplifier IC, SIM IC, MMC protect IC, MMC drive IC, Bluetooth IC, camera IC, sensor IC, charging IC. So now we are discussing about the external antenna socket. So external antenna socket also can be found in mobile phone PCB board. These types of antenna socket is specially used for to connect external antenna. So now you can see this is the image of the external antenna socket, and it is also one of the small components available inside the mobile phone PCB board. So guys, today we discuss about the band pass filter, on-off switch, Wi-Fi oscillator, tools for mobile repairing, IC, and external antenna socket. So if you have still any kind of confusion about those types of the small components, and many phone contains those all the things, are few of new types of smartphones cannot be this type of components. So in that case, you can comment in my comment sections, and I'll try to give answer of your question. Hoping that you get few ideas about the all the small components which is available inside the mobile phone PCB board. Today we discuss about the bandpass filter, we discuss about the Wi-Fi oscillator, and we discuss about the many more mobile repairing related tools. Okay, and we discuss about the IC also. So if you want to know more about the IC, then let me know in the comment sections. I'll make a separate video on that topic also, and I'll come back with another new video. Until that, goodbye, see you again.